Hello, so I'm going to be talking about how I feel the 3SB program has prepared me for the EdTPA. So I'm just going to kind of go through on Blackboard the various courses that I have taken since entering the program. So going back to a year ago today, fall semester of 2018, I found this delay course with Matas to be very insightful and helpful in regards to the various strategies that we can use and implement when working with English language learners. So for example, I'm just gonna choose a random week. So we talked about various ways to engage our English language learners in our classrooms, especially in the area that we teach. We're very close to the border, so making sure that we're taking that into consideration as well with the actual geographical location of where we are teaching. So looking at things like the importance of culture in the education of our English learners, identifying language functions, which in the EdTPA is a really big part in regards to academic language. Moving forward, another class that I also took last fall that I felt like this class with Ronald Evans was kind of like the foundation of education for us, and essentially gave us the background knowledge and information that we needed to enter this type of profession, this career of teaching, with a more just more knowledge in general. So looking at various aspects of society, so looking at racism, sexism, classism, all of these different intersections and how they impact each and every one of our students, whether or not we recognize that or not. For TE 362, the first course I had the pleasure of taking with Professor Ginsberg. This class was, not going to lie, it was a little overwhelming at first for me. But I feel like I just kind of overthought things at this moment. But this course was very helpful, very insightful. We did a lot of kind of getting used to working with the camera, being in front of the camera, getting comfortable with Sibme, all of those things that are very crucial and important when it comes to our EdTPA, because we are filming ourselves. We have to be able to, work with this type of software, work with Sibme, know how to upload documents, know how to upload video, all of that good stuff. So I felt like this course was very helpful in getting me prepared for the EdTPA, as well as doing those tutoring hours when I would go once a week to Helix High School. Even though I wasn't necessarily actually student teaching, it was still a fun experience and interesting to be able to observe a teacher in the classroom and work with these students throughout that semester. And the fourth class that I took last fall was my social science methods class with Professor Leon. This class was definitely one of the toughest classes that I've taken to date. Just like a lot of things that we had to get done and cover, but very helpful, of course. So our first lesson plan and our second lesson plan, inquiry lesson plan, these were very interesting for me because these were actually the first lesson plans I created in the program. So I definitely learned a lot, and this has definitely prepared me for task 1 of the EdTPA. And then we also had to create formative and summative assessments. So also in addition to task 1, task 3 with working with assessments and assessing student learning, this class really definitely prepared me for that aspect, and of course the lesson segment assignment, because essentially what I'm doing for the EdTPA is creating a lesson segment of 3 to 5 consecutive lessons for that learning segment. So this class really gave me more insight into the ways of actually teaching social science, very important strategies, as well as information about like academic language, assessments, all that good stuff. Last semester, spring semester, this literacy class, although it was challenging at times, I still felt like it was very valuable, making sure that in all content areas we are addressing literacy, so we're not just, I'm not just going to be a history teacher, but I'm also going to be addressing content and literacy as well as a history teacher. Semester with Professor Leon for our seminar class for methods was also extremely helpful, adding on to the previous semester with her. Specifically the inquiry lesson plans that we created. So this was another set of lesson plans similar to the ones that I must create for the EdTPA. So just getting more practice working with the actual lesson plan template and receiving very useful, helpful feedback from Professor Leon to kind of guide where I'm heading and see, okay, hey, like I got this down, like I'm doing well in this aspect, but on the other hand, I can improve over here on this portion of the lesson plan. For Lafferty's class, this class definitely has prepared me when looking at the various commentaries and prompts that I must respond to, and the ones in which I must include scholarship, so backing up and justifying what I'm doing, so explicitly explaining why I'm doing what I'm doing, and ensuring that I know what types of theorists and theories will support my strategies that I select for my EdTPA. So a huge part of this class was creating the strategy notebook, which was our final project. And this strategy notebook, we all have access to it, so we can all take a look at those strategies and see which theorists connect to those strategies that we are going to be using on our EdTPA. Last semester as well, in Professor Ginsberg's class, I believe that our linked learning group assignment shed some really, really helpful information and shed very great light on just what exactly we're going to have to create for the EdTPA, what we're expected of, because it literally broke it down. These 15 different slides essentially broke down the various rubrics and connected to those rubrics for the EdTPA. So it was almost like a trial run, I feel like, that we did as a group. So that was really helpful to experience that and get useful feedback on that. One of the biggest takeaways for me for that was regarding task 3 in the assessment. So making sure that for social science and ELA in particular, that we are assessing students with some type of writing, so some type of writing piece at the end. So yeah, moving forward, that definitely has helped me because it has put things into more perspective. So I'm able to, feel more confident in regards to the EdTPA. First, last but not least, the third and final semester that I'm currently in, I am taking 2 courses in addition to the secondary school student teaching seminar with Ginsberg. I'm also taking his English methods course. So I feel like I'm learning a lot in both of these classes right now. So with our seminar, it's kind of, keeping me on track in regards to the EdTPA and what I need to make sure I have done by a certain time so that I don't fall behind and I don't procrastinate and I don't stress on the EdTPA. Into that course, the English methods course is also really helping me with the EdTPA because we're going over a lot of important aspects that are going to be featured on the EdTPA that I must connect with and refer to. So for example, we just discussed academic language last week and vocabulary instruction, effective vocabulary instruction. So a lot of the things that I learned pretty much a year ago in my social science methods class, they're kind of, being reiterated to me and presented in a different light in connection with ELA. So it's kind of giving me a different perspective, but also still reminding me of the important aspects that I must make sure I include and connect to on the EdTPA. So yeah, I feel like in overall, all of these courses that I've taken have impacted me in a positive way, in some type of way, and have really helped me feel much more confident moving forward, and make me feel like I can successfully pass the EdTPA and become a credentialed teacher. Thank you.